Welcome to another D3+1 battle report. This time it's sort of a farewell to the old Space Marine codex, and we are playing 2,000 points of Space Marines against Eldar. It was actually going to be 1,500 points, and then last night we just kind of said, do you want to just up the point value a little bit? So we did.
It's not double force organisation, it's 1999 plus one.
Because we're all about +1 apparently. So we'll just go through my list. I'm being led by Marnius Calgar. My troops are a 10-man tactical squad, last cannon flamer, 5-man tactical, no upgrades because I'm not allowed yet. 5-man scout squad with snipers. It doesn't have Tellian, I'm just using him to represent a sergeant with a sniper rifle. Then we have 7 tactical terminators, one has a chain fist, one has a heavy flamer. We have 10 stern guard in a drop pod. They have combi meltas, and again, sort of getting the most out of them before they double in cost. Devastators, 4 missile launchers, that's where my extra scout's been used. Dreadnought with 2 twin-linked autocannons. And Land Raider. It's not being brought by anyone, it's actually just being brought as a Land Raider. Last cannon's heavy bore. It does actually have a multi-melter. Please remind me, because the last time I brought a multi-melter, I forgot I had it for the whole game. Storm Talon. It is a Storm Talon. I always get Talon and Raven mixed up. Yep, Talon is just stock, so twin-linked assault cannon, twin-linked heavy bore. And Aegis with a, what's the word? It's comm relay it's being used as.
What about the quad gun?
Nope, it's being used as a comm relay.
Okay.
That bit on the top is a comm relay. The gun is for show, to intimidate my enemy.
Okay, and here we have 2,000 points of Eldar. We're being led by Eldrad, who rolled off all his powers in the main Eldar codex. So we have Guide, Eldritch Storm, Fortune, and Mind War. We also have the Avatar. Fortunately, he's not painted yet, but I haven't used him at all in 6, I don't think. But Avatar, he has Fast Shot. We have 2 squads of 3 Wind Rider jet bikes with a shuriken cannon in each one. This guy and that guy. We have a squad of 10 Guardian Defenders, and they've got a star cannon as their platform. They also are joined by a Warlock. I rolled on the table. He has Destructor and Renewer. He also has a Singing Spear. Over in the back here, unfortunately unpainted again, a squad of 7 Harlequins, one of which is a Shadow Seer. All Harlequins, except for the Shadow Seer, have Harlequin's Kisses. We have a Crimson Hunter with the Exarch upgrade. So that's 2 Bright Lances and a Pulse Laser on there. We also have Wraithguard, stock Wraithguard with D cannons. So there are 5 of those there. They're coming in with the Wave Serpent, which has twin-link scatter lasers, underslung shuriken cannon, and hollow fields. It's got a Fire Prism next to it over there, which is stock but with hollow fields, and 3 Warwalkers, all armed with double star cannons. And this Guardian's facing the wrong way.
And he's forgotten something.
Okay, somehow during my list I managed to avoid calling out the Wraith Knight, who is
easy to miss.
Yeah, he's easy to miss. You know, he's just he is the most expensive option. So that is the Sun Cannon, Scatter Shield, and Scatter Laser, 300 points.
Okay, we have deployed and we got the Crusade for the mission. We rolled for the random objectives and we got 4 in total. His 2 are, there's one hidden there somewhere. Don't knock your Wraith Knight over. There's one there and one there for him. And my 2 are amongst my scouts there and in the crater right in the corner over there. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Alright. What deployment was it? Dawn of War.
Dawn of War.
So all that remains is if you want to steal initiative to go for it.
It's red vs blue.
It is. Some grey allies.
Oh, I saw the 6.
I saw a 6.
Alright, I'll begin my first turn then. Okay, end of the first Space Marine turn, and my Suicide Stern Guard leapt right into the fray. I was tempted by the walkers down there. I mean, it technically would have been an easy first blood, and they might have survived longer than a turn, but, you know, I might as well use them as I have done so far. So they dropped down there, disembarked, fired all their combi meltas into the Wave Serpent. I got 3 through, they got turned into Glances, but because it has 3 hull points, you used your Warlord trait to give everything stealth.
Everything within 12 inches of Eldrad.
Everything within 12 inches of Eldrad, but that didn't help him, it was wrecked. Because the back was facing off the board, he had to do an emergency disembark, which is fine, they're all able to fit on the board, but that means they can't do anything in their first turn.
They did pass their pinning check.
Oh, and they passed pinning, yep. Aren't they fearless?
They are, he isn't.
Oh, no, but no, if you have one that's...
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
so
He
they
gets
would
all
have
of
been
it.
fine
They
for
would have
that,
been fine
yeah.
anyway.
Elsewhere, I fired my Devastators at the Avatar. They're the ones who did very well, wasn't
They
it?
did very well.
They did 3 wins.
Yes.
They did 3 wounds. The Land Raider didn't move, so it fired absolutely everything and did another 1 wound.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the Snipers and the Autocannon Dreadnought both tried to finish him off.
Did nothing.
Sadly,
Yeah,
sadly,
there's 1 wound caused towards
did 1
the
wound
end,
with the Dreadnought,
Yeah.
and that left him on 1 wound. He saved the other one, sadly. So I did get first blood. Sternguard are going to die, and stay tuned for Eldar Turn 1.
Okay, the end of Eldar Turn 1. We weren't able to do any psychic powers with Eldrad because he emergency disembarked. The Warlock in here used Renewer on the Avatar, so he got another hit point back there, he got 1 more wound. That squad in the Avatar moved up and ploughed into the Sternguard. They didn't actually get that many kills in all.
It's about 5, I think, it was half of them.
On top of that, the Harlequins over here shot their pistols into them, maybe got a couple more. The Fire Prism had to shoot into them, and to finish off the last Sternguard, I had to actually charge them with the Harlequins. Even then, I still didn't actually get a single rending wound with it all 6. In fact, I didn't even roll for the Shadow Seer anyway.
No,
But
you rolled for all the
I
other
didn't.
people, and I almost made enough saves that you would have had to.
I only failed 2, wasn't it? 2?
I didn't get a single 6 for rending, which would have just cleared that off. But they're dead now. That's fine. The Wraith Knight and the Walkers fired into the Devastators over there. I only managed to kill 1 for going to ground in the back there, but now they have gone to ground. The Snapfire's next turn, so that'll do nicely.
Shall I do my reserve rolls on camera from the start of my turn 2?
Sure.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind I have a comp relay, so these are re-rollable. Flyer. No. Flyer. Yes. Terminators. Yes. Everything's coming in. Stay tuned. Okay, end of Space Marine turn 2, and as you saw at the end there, all my reserves came in. Do you want to start over there, because it didn't really happen very much. My Storm Talon came in there to fire at the Walkers. It's the second time I've used a Storm Talon. Oh, his wing bit's coming off. And he's not very effective. He managed to do... No, he didn't even do the one.
He did nothing.
It was all invulnerable saves saved what got through.
I was very lucky for the invulnerables.
Yeah, so not really performing well.
It was your Dreadnought that caused it.
Yeah, my Dreadnought fired over there. I think they snap fired because they'd gone to ground, and they did nothing because it was the Dreadnought that did the glance. Or it was a pen, but he got a 1, so he's stunned.
Yes, snapshots.
Since I don't need the comm relay anymore, they moved and ran over this way, the 5-man tactical squad. My snipers fired into the Avatar and actually managed to deal with 1 of the 2 wounds it had remaining, unfortunately, because it got 1 back from the Warlock. I fired my Land Raider at it, and it was the last cannon that managed to finish off the Avatar in the end. Calgar and his Terminators, I put a locator beacon on the drop pod. I may have forgotten to mention that when I was going over my army, I can't remember. I was kind of stuck for where to put them because anywhere is filled with AP2. It's almost as if you knew you were fighting Space Marines.
It's always
so
AP2.
I put them there and just fired everything, including the heavy flamer at the front there, into the Guardians. I wiped out practically all of them, including the Warlock. The one remaining guy, his morale broke, not surprisingly, and he ran to the very edge of the table over there with his big gun. I think that was everything that happened.
Okay, so you need to test to see if you can fire at your Harlequins.
No, you should be alright, because even on double ones, you
I'll still do
count by
it.
2.
We forgot that I didn't actually fire my drop pod, so we're being sporting and saying I can. I'm going to fire them at the Harlequins, however, they've got the psychic power where I need to test for distance, so there's test for distance. It's ×2, so I've definitely seen them. Hang on 3s, hit 1s, toughness 3,
Yes.
3, nothing! That was well worth including.
And I will do my reserve rolls.
Oh, on camera, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
In the pot.
The same thing.
Okay.
So this is for the Crimson Hunter. He comes in. This is for Jetbike number 1. They don't come in. Jetbike number 2. They come in.
Preferable results, really.
No.
Oh? No.
Okay, end of Eldar Turn 2. The Crimson Hunter came in, as you saw, and 1 squad of Jetbikes came in. They're sort of hiding in here a bit. Crimson Hunter came in and just removed the Storm Raven there. The Walkers tried to shoot into the Devastator squad. I don't think I killed any of them with that. I think it was done purely by the Wraith
killed
Knight.
1, yeah.
The Wraith Knight tried to
They went to
remove
ground
them,
again.
go into ground, 2+ save. He tried to charge them as well, but unfortunately didn't quite get the distance.
If you hadn't killed that one, you would have made it.
No, you're still 1 inch short.
I think it
If
was
there's
still...
someone up to the barrier, you only need to get to the other side of the barrier.
But he wasn't to the barrier.
Yeah, what?
Anyway.
Was he?
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you here, but okay then.
Anyway, the Fire Prism shot its small blast into Calgar and his deep striking Terminators. I think I just got 3 of them with that.
Yep.
Can't remember. The Wraith Guard over here shot into the same squad too and removed at least another couple of them there. Then the Harlequins charged them. Harlequins charged them, and I put how many wounds on Calgar? 3?
It was 6 rending and 3 normal wounds,
Yeah,
and
I
I
got-
took them all on him.
I got quite a few of them through. How many did he get? So he's down to 1 wound.
He's down to 1 wound,
but
and the lookouts are the normal ones,
Yeah.
and they were saved. And then he killed 5 back.
Yeah, he killed five
He
back.
did, because the other guys whiffed.
Yep, and they fell back.
The Shadow Seer and the one other guy.
Yeah, failed them round. They ran back there. I think that was it. I think that's covered pretty much everything.
Yep, and that's only turn 2.
Okay.
End of Space Marine turn 3. A not bad turn, I would say. It was not my best, but not my worst. Everything down this end of the board didn't have much to do, really, so I just fired at the Wraith Knight, who I've been ignoring because that seems to be the workable strategy for them. So they snap fired because they'd gone to ground, the Dreadnought moved and fired, and the Land Raider unloaded everything.
And the snipers.
And the snipers, because again, they were actually pretty productive. I forget who did all the wounds, but he lost 4 in total and he's got 2 left. He did have to take 1 invulnerable from a last cannon, but there was nothing within 6 to get blinded. They moved and ran towards that objective again. Over there, I tried firing with Calgar and 2 surviving Terminators into the Wraith Guard. They did absolutely nothing. They charged. I lost 1 Terminator who's fallen into the drop pod there on the way in. I issued a challenge. Eldar refused because he's currently BS 1 for failing.
And weapon skill 1.
And weapon skill 1 for failing Mind War, was it?
Yep.
So he was not in the combat. Calgar managed to kill 1 Wraith Guard. The other Terminator killed 1. They're fearless, so they're just stuck in combat.
It was my bad. He should have killed a lot more.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I was debating whether to use his Max Power Fist and hit at Initiative 1 or use his Power Sword and hit at Initiative 5,
But
forgetting that he'd be Strength 4 and he's fighting Strength 6 stuff. So it would have been a hell of a lot more if I'd remembered.
I take the blame for that.
Yes, you should.
Okay, end of Eldar turn 3. The Harlequins managed to regroup, but unfortunately they're not allowed to charge this turn. We did a little bit of looking up into that after originally completely screwing this combat up. Anyway, Crimson Hunter, Fire Prism, shot into the Land Raider, managed to take 2 hull points off, managed to immobilize it. The other squad of jet bikes is over here, so we've got 2 sets just sitting around here. Walkers shot into the Devastators, they went to ground, passed all their cover saves.
They've survived about 900 points worth,
Yeah,
by the way.
they've survived an
That's
awful lot.
fired twice and the Walkers have fired twice.
The Wraith Knight hopped over the barrier, shot into the Ironclad. Is it an Ironclad?
No, it's just a normal Dreadnought. It's the Ironclad model
Oh,
with
right, okay.
different hands. But
I shot it.
a dog in the background
Put
everywhere.
it down to 1 wound. Did I roll it?
You put it down to 1 hull point, yes, you immobilized it. So
Oh,
you're
it was
hitting-
mobilised, that's what it
You're
was.
hitting rear armour next.
And it didn't do any wounds back. I passed my save on that. And
That's
I
it.
think that was it, yes.
Okay, end of Space Marine turn 4, and as I was just saying off camera, it's ended up being very bloody again. Especially since the last time we played these 2 armies, they almost wiped each other out, I think.
Yep.
That was pre your new codex though, I think. Anyway, so in combat, because they were stuck... No, they weren't stuck in combat, were they? Oh, they were, because
Yeah,
Walkers,
Walkers
yeah.
can, yeah.
The Walker got crushed because it was immobilised, so it was all hits, and rear armour because it was immobilised, I believe. Either way, Wraith Knight had enough attacks to blow it up. The explosion was not big enough to reach the Devastators or the Scouts. They snap fired at the Flyer because they were snap firing anyway because they went to ground, missed. Snipers fired at the Harlequins and I think they killed the one.
Yes.
Yeah, they killed the one, the Shadow Seer was fine. And because the Land Raider couldn't move, it fired its multi-meta that I remembered it had for once. 1 last cannon and the heavy bore, all at the Fire Prism. Did nothing!
And that wasn't through any saves, I didn't even
No,
have to roll any
no saves, it
at all.
was just horrific rolling.
Bad armour pen rolls.
They disembarked and then they ran. And they ran also just to position themselves a bit better.
And Calgar
Oh, in
finished.
combat, yeah, I was getting there. In combat, Eldar issued a challenge. Didn't manage to wound Calgar. He got 1 wound through us. No, 2 wounds through us.
Yeah, I wounded
really
Calgar,
bad.
but you passed the save, and then
I got all
rolled
5 through.
really badly for my 3 plus
You
re-rolling.
failed 4 on your first, then you got
Yeah.
re-roll for a fortune, and you failed 2, but only needed 1 because I was hitting at strength 8.
And Eldar's not a Turn of Warrior.
No, so that's his HQ dead, and mine about to die.
Okay, end of Eldar Turn 4. One of those squads of jet bikes, as you can see over there, zipped around the board a bit. The War Walkers shot into the Devastators and I finally managed to remove them. The Wraith
3
Knight...
ones.
Yeah, finally, after all those turns of shooting. Wraith Knight jumped over here, shot at the Scouts, left 1 alive, tried to charge them. They should have actually
the
done...
morale actually broke prior to that. We did it after the...
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. So
He's
they
ran there, but he's going to...
run back the way there. The Crimson Hunter X-Arch shot at Calgar and his Terminator, killed both of them. Harlequin and the Fire Prism shot into the Tactical Marines here, took out 5, and their morale held. And that, I believe, is it.
Yep, and we've also decided we're ending on turn 5 because we're running out of time.
Time constraints.
Going on too long.
So, turn 5.
Okay, end of what we are calling the final Space Marine turn. It looks like we're almost wrapping up anyway, even if we did roll. So, my scout regrouped, he snap fired at the Wraith Knight and did nothing. My Land Raider used Power of the Machine Spirit to fire one last cannon at the Wraith Knight, actually wounded it, so he's got 1 wound left.
1 wound.
He fired his multi-melee and other last cannon at the Fire Prism.
He didn't get anything, but
he didn't get anything. It was the last cannon from the Tacticals that didn't move while the rest of them did. He fired the last cannon at his face and blew it up. And the drop pod, yes, the drop pod killed the last Harlequin. Thankfully it was close enough and the Veil of Tears thing didn't make a difference. So that was it.
Okay, end of Eldar Turn 5, the final turn. The Crimson Hunter moved over here, killed 1 Tactical Marine. Wraith Knight jumped over into the cover here, finished off the final scout, killed it with a scatter laser. Jetbikes moved to this objective, jetbikes moved to this objective. That was it, really. There wasn't really an awful lot left to do. We are strapped for time. The game does not continue. So, 2 objectives for the Eldar.
1 for me.
1 for you, although they would need to do leadership.
Slay the Warlord. We both have Linebreaker, and I have First Blood.
Yes.
Which doesn't counteract a objective hold because they're worth 3 in this.
3 apiece.
So you win by having last turn Eldar cheese with jetbikes as per usual.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye,
Stay
old
tuned.
Space Marine Codex. You didn't go out with a bang, more a whimper, but as expected.
And just to point out that we are now showing up on the partnership side on Mini Wargaming, and we're also showing up on TT Combat, so check out both for content. See you later.